Have you ever had one of those moments? The workday is finally over, the house is quiet, you're supposed to feel relieved, but instead this wave of anxiety just hits you? Well, it's a super strange paradox, and today we're going to dig into the survival instinct that makes us feel like we have to run, especially when we should be resting.
This right here, this one sentence is the key to everything we're about to unpack. It completely reframes that constant need to be busy. See, it's not some kind of character flaw. It's actually a deeply ingrained protective mechanism. So why on earth would our nervous system do this?
Okay, so let's start with the symptom itself, what you could call the unsettling calm. It's that bizarre experience where the second things get quiet, your internal alarm bells just start blaring.
No, really. Think about it for a second. Does a Sunday afternoon with absolutely nothing on the calendar feel more terrifying than a frantic Monday morning? If you've ever felt that, you know exactly what we're talking about. And it's a feeling that, logically, just doesn't make any sense, right?
And these signs, they are so incredibly common. That constant need to have a podcast on, the guilt that sneaks in when you're just trying to watch a movie, or that nagging feeling in the back of your head that if you stop, something terrible is going to happen. These aren't just little personality quirks, they're clues.
So where are these feelings coming from? Well, let's meet the culprit. And here's the twist. It's not a villain at all. It's actually a bodyguard. Your nervous system. Its number one job isn't to make you happy. It's to keep you alive.
At the very core of your nervous system is the threat response. The best way to think about it is like a smoke detector. It's super sensitive, and it's totally automatic. It doesn't sit there and think or reason. It just reacts to anything it perceives as danger to make sure you survive.
So basically, the system works like a light switch. It only has two settings. You've got the calm state, where your body knows, okay, we're safe, we can rest and repair. But in the threat state, the only priorities are being on high alert and moving. There's really no in-between.
So how does a simple biological function turn into a lifelong pattern? Why does one person's threat switch get kinda stuck in the on position? Well, it's not random. It's a learned response.
You see, our internal alarm systems get calibrated by our experiences. So if you grew up in an environment that was always stressful or chaotic or just plain unpredictable, your nervous system learned a fundamental lesson. The world is not a safe place to let your guard down.
And this is the crucial logic loop. In a stressful world, being still might make you a target, or it just leaves you alone with all that anxiety. But moving, working, cleaning, achieving, it gives you a sense of control, or at the very least, a distraction. So your brain learns this simple, powerful equation. To be safe, I have to keep moving.
And that brings us back to this really powerful idea. If your brain learned that chaos is normal and movement equals safety, well then a quiet room isn't peaceful at all. It's weird. It feels like the calm before the storm, and your body sounds the alarm because stillness itself has become the warning sign.
Okay, so how does this old survival programming actually play out in our modern adult lives? Well, it gets a makeover. It finds a socially acceptable costume to wear, and today, that costume often goes by the name hustle culture.
Because here's the thing. Your nervous system doesn't just forget its training once you leave a stressful home or a difficult job. No way. That programming is efficient, so it gets repurposed. That deep-seated need to keep moving to feel safe gets channeled into all these new outlets.
And here is exactly what it looks like. It's bragging about how little you slept. It's checking emails at midnight. It's feeling like your entire self-worth is tied to your to-do list. It's even that feeling of being unable to just sit on a beach without needing to check your phone. This isn't just ambition. It's an echo of a very old alarm.
This brings us to the most important part of this whole thing. Now that we understand the what and the why, we can start to reframe the entire experience with compassion instead of criticism.
So here's the crucial takeaway. Your relentless drive might have a lot less to do with climbing the corporate ladder and a whole lot more to do with a nervous system that's still trying to outrun a threat that probably isn't even there anymore.
Just look at the difference this perspective makes. The old story is all about self-blame, right? I'm broken. But the new story, it's one of appreciation. You're not broken. Your body developed an incredible strategy to keep you safe when it needed to.
Let that really sink in for a second. The very thing that you might have been beating yourself up about, your inability to just sit still, is actually evidence of your strength. It's the ghost of a survival skill that worked brilliantly when you really needed it.
And that's the real question I want to leave you with.
Once you understand that your restlessness is a protective instinct, not a personal flaw, everything can change. It opens up the possibility of gently teaching your body that it's finally safe to stop running. So, what would that look like for you?